Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Just Fun Stuff and another beautiful day here on Funland. We have a lot going on today. We are revamping our entrance. It has been a while since we've done any sort of update, and I wanted to try something a little different and a little new. So that's what we are doing today. It is all about our entrance. Okay, we are starting with fencing, and I know that seems pretty plain considering we had those beautiful bunk bed houses up before, and you're thinking fences, fences. No, the fences are just there as kind of an outline because I found another path design and I couldn't wait to find some way to incorporate it into Funland, and I thought what better way than make a really different and kind of creative entrance. And the path that I found after Poppy is done outlining with some Cliffside is the Firefly Swamp, and I decided that I'm going to turn the entrance into a completely enclosed swamp. So you're gonna come off the airport or out of the airport and walk into this big, colorful, mushroom-filled swamp leading into resident services. So right now, Poppy is cleaning up the area, kind of putting up some cliffside because we want some different layers around our swamp. And I want it completely closed in. So there is a lot of time spent just putting up the cliffs, filling it in, deciding where we want bigger areas as opposed to smaller areas. And now this will be one of the first cliffsides in a while where I'm not going to be putting in any waterfalls because this is a swamp. So you don't want beautiful fresh water running into a swamp. While it is a firefly swamp, so it is a pretty swamp, we don't want the fresh water. So we're just putting up cliffside and then making levels just to add some dimension and to, again, create that completely closed in feel because there is no other way around it. You have to now go from the airport on Funland directly into resident services to go anywhere else on the island. And I thought that was just a fun idea. All right, so Poppy is now, like I said, just putting up some additional cliffside so that we can put some decorations. And the decorations for this particular build are going to be really, really, really simple. Like I said, it's a Firefly Swamp, and the path itself is almost the main part of the design. So the rest of it's going to be really, really simple. A ton of mush lamps. I've visited so many islands recently that had these areas that were done up with the mush lamps. Just a ton of them in kind of like a bunched up area. And it just looks so pretty. And that's what I was going with for this. So definitely a ton of mush items. A few trees. Very, very few trees. A couple of shrubs, and it's going to be so simple, but I think it's going to be so pretty. But the most time-consuming thing for this particular build was just putting up the cliffside and then pathing out the path. And it's not that the path was intricate in any way. It was just a lot of ground to cover. Actually putting it together was not difficult. It's just the time it takes to go around all the edges, find the pieces that fit, and then fill it in. So much time, but it was so worth it. As you'll see when we're done, the end product ends up being really, really cute. So time well spent, I think. Plus, we needed this. It has been a while since we have done anything with resident services, or not resident services, sorry, with our entrance. And you got to keep it fresh. You got to make the entrance inviting. You want people to want to come and stop by. And plus it's, you know, it's kind of a hint to what's coming on the island. Although there's not a whole lot of swamp on Funland. But there is a lot of natural areas. And I figure you're coming into a natural area. So the swamp was just a fun, different way to make an entrance. Plus I love the path. How can you not? It's just so pretty and sparkly, and it's literally called Firefly Swamp, and I will include the creator code in the description for anybody that wants to use it. But look at all the little sparkly bits all through it. I'm guessing those are the little firefly bits, but that makes it so much fun, and it goes so well with the mush items, and the glowing moss items go really well with this. So it's a good way to incorporate a bunch of, again, the old with the new. But here we go, pathing out, finally doing some decorating. Like I said, there'll be a few shrubs, but not too many. Shaping out our cliffside here. This is the only spot where you think it looks like there's going to be an opening, but I just really wanted to put a tree in there, so you still aren't going to be able to get through. It's still fully enclosed, but I wanted to put one of the baobab trees up without the leaves, because I think the leafless trees just, it gives off that swamp tree kind of feel. All right, more mush lamps. I don't think I've ever done a build where I used as many mush lamps, but I feel like it was completely necessary, and I kept the colors very simple too. I mean, you could use any of the colors. I think it would all go well with this path, but I stuck with the green and the white because I just like the way that it looks. All right, fixing up more, adding more shrubs, but you can really see it's starting to come together and look like an enclosed swamp. There we go, adding some of the giant vines because why not? They're pretty. More mush items, rounding out our edges, making it look a little more natural. Adding some mum cushions because they look so cute. They look like floating little lily pads. Fixing up where I've kind of made mistakes, shaping everything out. It just looks so nice. I'm so happy with it. More mush lamps. Moving everything so that I can see what's going on, adding more mum cushions. At this point, it is all about decorating. The actual shape has been put in place. All the cliff sides are done and rounded the way we want them. Now it's about filling it up with mush items, adding a few more lily pads up top. There we go, making it so that it's all swamp, top to bottom. Putting back down our stuff so that we can fill our pockets again with, I had run out of mush lamps, so I had to grab a ton more, customize them all. I made some of these glowing moss statues, and I thought how cute would that be by the entrance into actual resident services, but then I wasn't happy with it, and I placed them down by the actual exit of the airport, and I thought that worked so much better. It worked perfectly, adding some glowing moss boulders. Like I said, the glowing moss items are so perfect for a firefly swamp because they're gonna sparkle at night. Now we're adding some vines to all the cliffside. Again, this is a swamp, so we want as much greenery and vines and glowing moss as we possibly can fit in here, and I put a lot. Anywhere where I could find an area that I could stick the vines on, I think it just adds to it. And it makes the cliffs look less cliffy, if that makes any sense. Now in with the glowing moss just as is, it again adds to that whole swamp feel. I think it looks so pretty and it sparkles, and I'm all about light. I love anything that's lit up and sparkly, especially at night, and this is no exception. As many things as I can put in that are kind of glowy and lit up in this swamp, I wanted to add. So we're just adding more vines, more glowing moss, as much as we can, moving around our mushrooms, but you can see it's really turned into a swamp, taking out a little bit of the fence just to add some more vines, more glowing moss, grabbing a balloon. But now you can see it really coming together. It looks like a swamp. You come off the plane now and you're gonna walk into this glowing moss swamp full of mushrooms, the stones. It's going to be so sparkly, but I think it's just a fun, different way to make an entrance. It's not the same old, it's a little bit different. And look at it at night. Celeste even came to check it out. Flick is there. But you can see at night it's all glowing, and the path itself to the swamp looks like it's sparkling with the fireflies. And I think it's just so much fun, and it's different and a cool way to incorporate some of the new items. I hope you like it as much as I do. I think it's absolutely awesome. If you did like this, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've already subscribed. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. We're going to go ahead and end it off here. Thank you so much for watching and creating with me, and I will definitely be back with more Animal Crossing videos.